many sights have I seen. For near 31 years behind the desk. I've seen sad sights. I've seen glorious sights. The saddest sights that I ever seen in my life, as much as I've seen starving children in the street, I've seen mothers begging for one piece of bread. The saddest sight I ever see is see a man, a human being, who wished to be a son of God, dying without knowing God. I remember a woman standing at the door one night in this church, laughed at me and said I wouldn't let my cow have the kind of religion he's got. Less than 1 hour I was called to the hospital. Beautiful woman, about 22 years old. She was screaming, get that preacher here. She's Catholic of faith. And I walked up, the old sister said, you're too late, Brother Brown. She died about 5 minutes ago. I said, can I see her? Said, she screamed for you her last verse. Get that preacher, Brother Brown. Her husband's there hollering, say a prayer for her, say a prayer. I said, it's too late now. I pulled the cover down. She had great big brown eyes, beautiful woman. Little freckles across her face, auburn hair. Very attractive. She had suffered so hard that the freckles stood out on her face like pimples. Her eyes were bulged come out of the sockets like that. Of course, her bowels and kidneys had acted, which is everyone does that as they're dying mostly. And there she was laying in that condition. Her mouth open, and her lids here half covered the brown part of her eye. I'll never forget it. That song comes to my mind. Covet not this world with riches, beauty, pomp. I stood by the side of a man right over here in Fort Fulton dying. They called me to his bedside and I prayed with him here at the altar one night. He put his arm around a woman. I said, take your arm from around that lady. He said, I believe her to God. I said, not your arm around her. I don't believe in such stuff as that. He got angry with him and stomped out the door. I went to him a little later when he was dying. He looked at me in the face and said, don't pray for me, Brother Bill. I'm lost. I'm gone. But all I ever gained is done gone. I stood right there in the corner, a little piece from here one day, to a man that called me to his bedside when he was dying. He said, I always ordered such and such and such. He said, but I never did serve the Lord. Many times if I kept from going to the altar. He said, Brother Brown, pray that God will let my little girl atone for the things that I've done. Maybe she can do something for the Lord. I said, that can't be done, brother. The things that you would have done is lost. Stood by a man who seen fight devils for 24 hours. Said devils would stand on his bedside with chains wrapped around their neck. Said, don't let him get me. Screaming, holding him in the bed. Said, there he stands. Can't you see it? He's coming after me. He put off God too long. Had big barns full of hay, full of wheat, fine race horses. A year before they cursed God to his face, slapped his wife for going to the tabernacle. You know what happened? Lightning struck his barn and killed his horses, burned up his hay. And the man died, and some kind of spell fighting devils off of him. Then an old friend of mine, Lord, standing there, come to me in the road. I said, are you going, Dad? He said, this is it. I said, how is it? He said, oh, well. They bring the children up alongside the bed. He put his own feeble hands up on each one of these children and blessed them. Told his two sons to hang up my hands. Raise them up like Joshua and Caleb did. We wondered what he was going to say. He said, happy day since Jesus washed my sins away. He taught me how to watch and pray and live rejoicing every day. We've got some of those things in the country, friends. No wonder what desires to eat good food, drive a nice automobile, have the best that we can have. I don't blame you. That's all right. God wants you to have that. But